All right, everyone, welcome back. And today we are joined by the champ, the man, the new welterweight PFL champion, and of course the man who was $1 million richer, Sadi. Sadi, thank you so much for giving us a little bit of time today, man. Really appreciate it. How are things with you?
Hey, first and foremost, thank you for having me. Thank you for the congrats. And yeah, I'm amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
I can bet, man. Look, first of all, from Alex and I, would like to say a massive congratulations to you personally for winning the welterweight title, and of course, the $1 million. It's such a monumental victory for yourself, and of course, Team Extreme Couture. How vilifying is it to win such a hard tournament, and really cementing yourself as one of the best welterweights in the world?
Yeah, like, to be honest, the format brings out the best in you. Like, it's tough, I had an interview a couple of days ago when I just spoke about, like, they said that Mercier, he said that he might have one season more in him because it's so grueling. And I just doubled down on that. Like, I'm not saying that I only have one more season in me, but like, it's so tough. Like, going back to back to back to back in like 6 months, 4 fights against the opponents that's like high level opponents. Like, it's mentally, it's physically, it's all of the above. But it's also why it feels so good. Like, when you end up with the belt.
Yeah, for sure. So, Sadi, I was wondering if you could provide some insight into sort of, the early days of your journey as a martial artist. So when when were you first exposed to the sport, and what really drew you into it in regards to knowing that this was the career path that you wanted to pursue?
So if I go back to the beginning, I started with kickboxing in 2002, right? So I fought, and it was, I'm not gonna say easy, but I didn't have to find a recipe to win. I just started to win, like, right? And then everybody was like, you know what, kickboxing is good and all of that, but it's Muay Thai that's like where the real guys are. So I was like, okay, let me try that as well. So I started with kickboxing and Muay Thai, and I became world champion 3 times in kickboxing and 1 time in Muay Thai. And people were like, yeah, that's all good and all, but like, MMA is the shit.
Yeah.
So today, to be able to, 9 years into my MMA career, being able to call myself a world champion, a PFL welterweight champion, like, that feels good, because for me, it a little bit like cements the move from a striking only fighter to a mixed martial artist.
100%. Sadi, I actually spoke with Coach Dennis Davis immediately after your fight, and congratulating you and the team on the victory. And he said to me that your eye was messed up in the first round, and that it was, you couldn't really see too well. I can kind of see it there; it's still evident. How much of an impact did the eye have on your performance?
Man, I'll tell you that. Like, I don't wanna like, I'm not the kind of guy that like tries to find, how do you call it, like, different reasons for not performing, or what do you call it? But like, the truth is, he punched me, and he broke my lens. So the lens was broke inside my eye. So I believe it was in the second round. So for 3.5 rounds or something like that, I had such a hard time to measure the distance, and it made me a little bit frustrated, because I wanted to, after the first round, I felt like, oh, okay, now I know exactly what he has. His tempo, his distance. So let me try to implement my game now and try to get him out of here. And that happened, and it was so hard. So I was a little bit frustrated with that. It was hard, but like, it came from a punch from him. So I'm not taking anything away, because he did exactly what he's supposed to do. He punched me in my eye,
Yeah, for sure. So, Sadi, something I wanted to ask was, obviously on a recent post, we saw that you got some work in with the Smash Bros of MMA and Darren and Khamzat Chimaev. Can you just speak to the experience of being able to share the mat with martial artists of that caliber?
To me, there's so much you can learn from trainers and coaches, right? But I truly believe that fighter to fighter, like there's something different, and you learn so much from each other. So train with like-minded people, train with people that are motivated, that are like it not only helps you like with the techniques and like physically, but also like some days you wake up and you don't want to go 2 to 3 times. Like you're tired, and you come down to the gym and you see the guys they're over there, they're putting in work, and you're like, damn, all right, let's just get it. Like so it helps in so many ways, and there's a big part. I've trained much more with Khamzat than I've done with Darren Till, and I would say it's a big part of me getting so comfortable with my wrestling and grappling.
100%. Sadi, we had the privilege of speaking to the light heavyweight champion Rob Wilkinson a few weeks ago, and I asked him before the fight. I said, man, if you win the fight, what's the immediate plans with the million? Because that's a life-changing amount of money. It's an extraordinary amount of money for any person.
It is.
So I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you, man. Is there anything that comes to mind now that you have the check?
To be honest, everything I already planned my life as if I was gonna win the check. So on Tuesday next week, I'm taking my whole family, mom, 5 sisters, and a brother and my girl. We're going to Senegal, bringing the belt over there. I'm gonna have like a little bit of a parade. They're gonna have like maybe depending on how everything goes with the World Cup, because a lot of like sports miniatures and stuff like that are in Qatar for the World Cup. And going out to different communities and just trying to inspire and motivate people out there, because there's so much people, both in Sweden and but more so in Senegal, that doesn't get the recognition, that doesn't have any like path or way to go about it. Like, so I'm gonna try to try to do that. And other than that, to be honest, like I'm still not in my prime, to be honest. I'm getting better and better. I'm getting more and more comfortable. So what I'm gonna do is, this is gonna allow me to not having to think about winning this fight because of the purse. I can just focus on my training, and I don't have to think about that. So that's a luxury. And then more than that, it's just invest. I
actually heard Larissa Pacheco on Ariel Helwani say the exact same thing as you, that the million now gives her the opportunity, and same thing with Brendan Loughnane, gives them the opportunity to not have to worry and to invest so much in themselves. So that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, Sadi, taking you back to a previous victory over a former opponent in Rory MacDonald, we often hear experiences of fighters, feeling the moment a little bit when they're in front of a fighter who, is a bit of a legend in the sport, who has such a big name and, is so respected in the sport. Did you feel any of that heading into the fight with Rory MacDonald, considering, he is a legend of the sport?
To be honest, no. This goes back to my kickboxing and Muay Thai background, I believe. Facing former like world champions, facing former pound for pound champions and stuff like that in kickboxing and Muay Thai. I just thought what I go back to is, if I cut him, will he bleed just like I will? Yes. If that's the case, I'm gonna respect you, but I'm not gonna do anything. Like, you still have to go through me. So that's the mindset that I always try to bring. But it was, of course, sweet to get a victory that way over a guy like that, because if I fought him a couple of years ago, I believe winning a fight like that would be hard for me, because I got so tired with wrestling after 1 round or 2 rounds. So being able to stuff the takedowns, being able to win a dominant decision victory over a guy like that, with that style, that for me showed me a lot of my growth in the cage as an MMA fighter. So I was happy with that, to be honest.
So, look, man, last one from us. We don't want to keep you too long, because we appreciate you and value your time very much, Sam. So,
no worries.
Last question from us, man. Obviously, look, we touched on it in the first question, but the PFL tournament, has really been labelled one of the hardest competitions in MMA due to the quick turnaround tournament style in which you guys operate. after such a big year and a physically taxing year, capping it off, with the win, what are your sort of plans over the next few months, personally and career-wise? How much of a break, would you like to take?
So I have to let my eye heal a little bit. I have my foot is a balloon, like Connor who used to say.
Yeah,
so,
it's a balloon.
So I have to give it a couple of more days before started running or something like on it and stuff like that. But to be honest, I train. I feel good when I'm training, and I feel good when I'm in my routines, right? But like I said, I'm going to Senegal for 10 days next week. And then after that, I'm going to go for vacation to Vietnam and Bali for 3 weeks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold, try to not eat too much. I'm a big welterweight, so I don't want to put myself in a bad spot that way. So I'm going to try to move around, running a little bit, and hot yoga and stuff like that. But no martial arts, no sparring, no nothing like that until I get back to Vegas, and that would be mid-January, which would give me at least 12, 15 weeks probably until the next season. So I'm gonna enjoy myself a little bit, because I know that it's so hard when the season starts. It's so hard to get time to do anything more than back to back camps.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Sadi, look, firstly, champ again, congratulations. Enjoy your well-earned break. You've earned a holiday, and hopefully we can talk to you again next year before the season starts off.
Let's get it happen. Let's make it happen. Sorry, let's make it happen. No worries. Yeah. Thank you so much. I hope you guys gonna enjoy, it's still a couple of weeks, but the holidays, the Christmas and New Year's and everything. So I appreciate you guys having me on, and appreciate the support. And like you said, let's make another one.
Let's
before
do
the
it.
next season starts.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much,
guys.
Daddy.
Thanks very much, man.
All right. Thank you, guys. Take care.
Thank you, man.